What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while, but last week I was out in Houston, so I wasn't able to make any content. I didn't rent any cars or anything out there, so I didn't do UberEats or anything like that out there. So back in town this week, so I'm back in full effect. So you'll see the videos start coming back. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to continue to follow along and help the channel grow. So today I wanted to bring you a video talking about my top tips to maximize your earnings on UberEats. The first tip that I have in order to make sure you're getting the most money you can is to know your area. And when I say know your area, I mean know where all of the spots are in your area that have a lot of restaurants. Know areas that are busy a lot. And a lot of this is going to come with just experience with doing Uber Eats over time. You know, you'll figure out where the hot spots are, but just know the layout of your city and know what areas have a lot of restaurants, so you can go there and try to get more orders and, you know, maximize the amount that you're making while you're doing this. Like, for example, here in Tampa, I know that the downtown area is usually pretty good. USF, University of South Florida area by Fowler Avenue is good. Brandon area is usually pretty decent. And Carrollwood area is pretty decent, and you'll learn those things, you know, over time as you do Uber Eats. Second thing I would say that you need to do is know the right times to go out and do Uber Eats, because sometimes you might go out there and there's not going to really hardly be any orders coming through, and it's good to know that so you can avoid those times and only come out when the orders are really coming through a lot and you can make the most money. Uber Eats does have a feature in the app where you can look at the earnings trends in different areas in your city. So you can you know, press the earnings trends. It's going to show you like a little bar graph it has the times broken down, and it'll, you know, have the bar graph. The bar is high if there's a lot of orders around that time, or it'll be low if it's not a lot of orders around that time. But just generally speaking, early in the morning is generally not too good. Personally, I don't usually go out until maybe 11 o'clock at the earliest, a lot of times 12, but 11 o'clock at the earliest, so I can catch the lunch rush. And then usually I'd say around 2 to 5 it slows down, there's less orders, and then around 5 then it starts to pick up for the dinner rush. It's how I usually spread it out. But I mean, you can look at the trends and see what times are usually busier in your area and kind of judge off that, instead of just going out anytime and hoping for some orders to come through. Third thing is make sure that you take the right orders. And when I say take the right orders, I mean orders that make sense for you to take, such as orders that the pay is more than the mileage. You don't want to take orders where the mileage is way more than the amount they're paying you. Like, for example, if you get an order to come through that says the pay is $5, but the mileage is 12 miles, that doesn't make sense for you to take that, because for one, you're driving more miles than the amount that it's paying. That's affecting the wear and tear on your vehicle. It's wasting your time, and it just doesn't make business sense for you to take the time to do that. You know, you need to take orders that are profitable for you, and don't be afraid to wait a little while till you get an order that is profitable that makes sense for you to take. Because sometimes with Uber Eats, you'll get a lot of orders that don't make sense for you to take. You'll get a lot of orders that are high mileage but low pay, and that's why I say that with this new structure that they have, it's hard to reach platinum and diamond status, because with the acceptance rate, it's hard to get it up because of the orders that you get. You're not getting a lot of orders that make sense for you to take. But don't be afraid to sit there and get till you get an order that it does make sense for you to take. And with it is summer, it is slower in a lot of areas, so sometimes it may take a longer than normal for you to get that. But make sure you get something that makes sense for you to do. And if you put all of those things together, you can definitely maximize the amount you make on Uber Eats. I would also say, think about how long you want to go out and do Uber Eats for as well, because sometimes you may need to be out for a few hours to really make what you want to make. Sometimes you can make your goal in a couple of hours. Sometimes it might take 6-7 hours to make what you need to make. Sometimes you may need to go out earlier, sometimes you may need to go out later. You'll just have to learn your area and kind of gauge what you need to do in order to make your goal. Always set a goal for how much you want to make that day, and you'll figure out with experience how to make that goal, or at least get close to it. So I just wanted to speak on that. If you have any strategies that you use to maximize your earnings, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you have any questions or anything else you'd like to see on this channel, definitely comment, and I'll definitely take all of that into consideration. I'm just trying to grow this channel as much as possible, and make this channel watchable and put the content on here that you guys want to see. So that's all I have for you today. I'm definitely gonna keep the content coming. Again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.